So, hello and welcome to Shipyanchi. Today, we are going to explore how exactly we help our B2B clients with LinkedIn DM outreach. So, it's a cold outreach and we reach out to people who we have not connected with yet. To do the same, we use a bunch of tools. The first one is Expanded.io, which is right in front of you, and the other one is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So, I'll just quickly walk you through what all the software has in store and how exactly the process looks like. So starting off with the dashboard contains all the analytics that you would want and to you would want to use, right? So here's a graphical representation of the same. What exactly do these KPIs look like? I'll just show you. So as you can see the communication stats. So Expandy shows how many people you have contacted till now for all of your campaigns combined together, right? And how many of those people that we have contacted have accepted the connection request. Similarly, it also shows how many people have replied to the first connection message as well as the other messages that we send out. Right. Right below that, you will see how many campaigns are active and the data for the same. Social selling index is a very important feature, and we'll just revisit this once I show you some other things. So this is basically the dashboard, and you can see the analytics as per your choice for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and even for a custom range. Just like any other software provides analytics support. This is about that. But how exactly the process looks like is broken down into two parts. The first one is the search part. So the search part includes who exactly are we going to reach out to, and then the other part, that is the messaging part. What exactly are we going to say to these people that we want to reach out to, right? So for the first part, which is the search part, Expandy allows for a variety of options. So I'll just quickly walk you through all of these. The first one is a basic search option. This is basically the all the filters, all the two or three filters that you get with your simple LinkedIn profiles subscription. A very advanced version of the same is the Sales Navigator search, and this is one of the most important ones that we widely use back at Shivyanchi. So I'll just expand upon this later on. We'll just quickly go through the other options that are available. So this one is CSV file. So suppose you have a CSV file of all the people that you want to reach out to. It might be from an advertising campaign that you're running and all the data is being stored there, or any other campaign. So you can simply import the CSV file to Expandy and it will start the campaign for all those leads. The only catch here is that your CSV file must have the URLs to the LinkedIn profiles of these people, right? And then there are some hyper specific features such as the post engagement. So suppose there's a post that is very that has been receiving quite good engagement, and your prospects are more likely to react to it or engage with it. Or there's a post that you come across and you see that all the people that are reacting to it or commenting on it, you would want to reach out to those people with a simple message that, hey, I show that you like the post by XYZ. I would love to connect and share value on the same line. So you can simply copy the URL of that post, and Expandy will send a connection request to all the people who have interacted with that post. Similarly, there's a group search. This one allows you to reach out to members of a group that you want to connect to. And then there are more advanced features such as the event search. So if there's an event that you are attending and you want to connect with all the people who are also attending the event, then you can simply copy the URL of that event, and Expandy will reach out to those people. So these are very hyper specific ones, and are not so commonly used. But the most helpful one here that our clients love is the Sales Navigator search. Why this is helpful is simply because of the huge number of filters that it provides, and the filtration allows you to target the exact ideal customer profile that you want to target. So in order to show you a quick example of a Sales Navigator search, I'll just quickly switch to Sales Navigator. So this is an example of a Sales Navigator search. Let's have a look at all the filters that are available here. So the first one is the company headcount. This one simply allows you to the, decide which companies do you want to reach out to depending upon the size or the number of employees that the company has, right? So suppose you only want to target startups, then you can mold this filter accordingly. Or if you want to reach out to well established companies, you can do that as well. Then there are some basic features such as geography and the industry that you want to target. If there's a company or an industry or a geography that you want to exclude, you can also do that. For example, the ones highlighted in pink, these are the ones that I have excluded for this particular search, right? Years of experience determines uh, how many years the person has been here, right? We do not want to reach out who has just joined the industry. We need to reach out to professionals who have had a decent amount of experience. So this one comes in handy there. Seniority level is another important feature, because as a B2B company, you want to reach out to decision makers, right? You do not want to reach out to professionals who are still lower in the hierarchy. So this one serves that purpose. Apart from these, there are some basic more filters as well as some many advanced filters also. But these one are sufficient enough to run a decent search. So suppose all the once we utilize all these filters, we get about 100K results, right? Because the number of professionals on LinkedIn is quite large. But you are not satisfied with the result. You further want to filter down based on some criteria. So one important feature here is the keyword filtration. So here I have used the keyword beverage innovation. So what this keyword will do, it will go through the profile and the company profile as well as the company's SEO write-ups, right? And it will search which leads are more likely to have interacted with a similar kind of keyword. It will also go through the content that the prospect has posted on LinkedIn or the content that they usually interact with. If they are more likely to interact with the content that has the keyword beverage innovation, or if their company is associated with similar keywords, then it will only show those results. These are very helpful because if you take the example of the lead that is in front of you, we wanted to reach out to food and beverage manufacturers, but we only wanted to reach out to those companies who are currently producing new product platforms and who are very eager to innovate, right? So this is a keyword that helped us do that. If I remove this keyword, then the results would go too high. There would be about 100K results, and I would have to put a team member here to do the filtering. But this one helps. So this is basically about Sales Navigator. How this search gets connected to Expand is quite simple. You can simply copy the URL from here, and once I go back to search, I can just create a new Sales Navigator search and paste the URL here. So if I show you an example, this is a Sales Navigator search that I have imported into Expandy, and it simply loads all the results that come out according to the filters that I applied in Sales Navigator, right? From here, I can simply select as many people as I want, go to actions, and then assign the selected leads to any campaign that I want to. So this is basically it about the searching thing. Now, once Expandy sends a connection request to these people, what exactly do we want to do? Do we want to send them follow-up messages? Do we want to email them, or do we want to get their attention by following their company page or liking one of their recent posts or giving them skill endorsement? So all of these activities are possible when you build a custom campaign, right? So to show you an example of a campaign right here. Yes, so this is an example of a very basic campaign. I'll just quickly walk you through what all is happening here. So once the campaign starts, it will visit the profile of each lead from your end, right? And then it will check if you're already connected with this person. If not, then it would send out a connection request. Uh, if you can see here, wait for 2 weeks. The software will allow the lead a time of 2 weeks to accept your connection request. As soon as that happens, we go further down the sequence and send up relevant follow-up messages. There are multiple things that you can do here, but this is just an example. Uh, we are sending out 3 follow-up messages, which is basically a cold sequence, similar to cold emails. But yeah, uh, another important feature that I would like to highlight here, if the lead does not accept the connection request within a time span of 2 weeks, right? Expand the caps. First of all, the flow will end because there's no lined up activity here. But once the flow ends, Expandy also does a very wonderful thing. It deletes the connection requests that you send out and that have not been accepted, right? Why this is important, we'll just go through it at the end of it. But yeah, I just wanted you to note this feature. So this is how a campaign runs. You can prepare as simple a campaign as you want or as complex one as you want. You can even integrate your email address here and send out emails to these people that, hey, I sent out a connection request to you on LinkedIn, would love to connect, right? So this is the campaign part. Apart from this, yeah, so the inbox is another important feature. What the inbox does is you do not need to go to individual campaigns and see the status for various leads, right? So the inbox combines all the leads at one place, and you can simply see what the process looks like for each particular lead, right? So for example, for the first one, we have sent out a connection request to them, but we are still awaiting a reply, right? Whereas for this one, we have sent out a connection request and the new contact, this green thing, the new contact shows that the person has accepted our connection request, but we are still awaiting for a reply from them. If we see, let's see if we can find a reply lead also. Yeah, right here. So as you can see, the person has replied and Expandy shows to us that he has replied, he or she has replied. So from here, I can do two things. I can simply pause the campaign for this particular lead and take things up manually, or I can simply resume the campaign for the person so that they will receive all the follow-up messages that are lined up, right? So this is basically it. This was the inbox. Another question that we quite frequently get is that there are several other softwares that are available there uh, at quite good prices when compared to Expandy. So why Expandy? There are several reasons for the same, but I would like to highlight one simple reason. The chances of your profile getting banned or noticed by LinkedIn or you getting a shadow ban is the least with Expandy. And when I say least, it's close to zero. Reason being, most of the softwares that are out there are not cloud based, right? So LinkedIn and the employees at LinkedIn are smart enough to uh, join in as a member and then figure out how exactly the algorithm works and then feeding the algorithm back at LinkedIn to figure out which LinkedIn profiles are using automation to send out connection requests, right? So that goes against the company's policies and you are more likely to get banned or getting some sort of uh, punishment for that, right? Whereas Expandy is entirely cloud based, so its algorithms are not very easily trackable. uh, Even if the algorithm is trackable, there's no way to decide whether a profile is using that same algorithm to set to do all the due diligence, right? And to make sure that that is one of the most important factors, and to make sure that apart from that also, the number of chances that there's some the chances of getting noticed by LinkedIn of some wrong activity, Expandy decreases the same. It does it by a variety of features. The first one being what I just mentioned to you earlier, right? So it after a time span of whatever you want, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, Expandy automatically deletes all the connection requests that you have sent out and that have not been accepted yet, right? So how this helps is there are several criterias by which LinkedIn decides if you have been doing some activity that goes against their standards. So one of those is it sees the number of connection requests that are pending for you. So if you are sending out too many connection requests and if they are not getting accepted, then that is a red flag for LinkedIn. But Expandy bypasses that by deleting all the connection requests that have been sent out. Another feature that helps here is the social selling index. So there are a variety of parameters by which Expandy gives you a rating of your social selling index. Anything above 40 here is good. You can see what all parameters it uses to give you this ranking. So if you are posting regularly and if you're connecting with the right people, you're not sending out connection requests to people who do not want to connect to you at any cost. If you engage with insights regularly and if you build relationships, building relationships essentially means you do not just restrict yourself to sending out connection requests, right? You follow up with these people and they are also replying to you. So there's a relationship that is being built there, and LinkedIn is all about relationships, right? So yeah, this is another parameter that Expandy, another indication that Expandy gives to us, using which we can decide whether we are on the right track. Yes, apart from that, all the basic features that you would expect a software to do are right inside Expandy. You can modify a campaign based on how it's performing. You can retrieve your connection request, or you can delete any particular component of the campaign. So this is basically it. How we use Expandy is we do all sorts of things. So the first one is a very simple one. We ask our clients to craft an ideal customer profile for us, and then we use their instructions to formulate a relevant sales navigator search, and then we connect it to Expandy. Then we send out connection. The objective of connecting with people is different for clients. Some people just want to generate brand awareness and they just want to interact with people and let them know of what they're building. Other clients want quick results and they want us to use a direct response style copywriting. And for these clients, we prepare entire 3 or 4 message sequences that are aimed at booking a booking a call or booking a demo or yeah, eh, various sorts of things. Another important example that we where we use Expandy is, suppose you have a LinkedIn ads campaign or any other campaign for that matter, and you have these leads coming up that are warm, who have shown interest in your brand, or who have downloaded certain content offer that you are providing, or who have visited your website, right? So we can feed all these people to Expandy, and it will simply connect to these people and send them a message that, hey, I saw that you are interested in XYZ. Would you like to know more? I would like to continue the discussion. So that is about it. You can do a variety of things using Expandy, all in the framework of LinkedIn. So I guess this is it. And yeah, we'll be happy to answer any more questions that you will have. Thank you.